A lot has happened so far in March of 2025, and we're only 10 days into it. The US started a tariff and trade war with us. Canada brought in counter tariffs. Our prime minister is now, looks like, completely out of the picture. And 2 days from now, this Wednesday on March 12th, the Bank of Canada is going to be making their next interest rate announcement for the overnight rate. Now, keep in mind, overnight rates directly correlate with variable rate mortgages. Fixed rate mortgages directly correlate with the bond yields, but the bond yields are kind of down as well. Like, I'm seeing buyers qualifying in the high threes, which is a pretty good rate compared to where we were a year ago. Okay, but if you're a buyer and you're kind of like sitting on the sidelines during this time of uncertainty, thinking about jumping in, but kind of holding yourself back just because you don't really know what's going to happen a month, 6 months, or a year from now, this may be an opportunity that you're going to be potentially passing on that you're going to regret for the foreseeable future. Times of uncertainty like this are the best times to build wealth, because many sellers are in a position where they need to get rid of an investment property, or maybe they can't afford the mortgages on their principal residence anymore, and buyers just aren't showing up. So really there is an opportunity to come in and to test seller motivation and potentially get a good deal for you. Now, one thing that I tell my clients always is that good deals are not emailed to you through a realtor. They don't end up in your email box. They don't end up in a listing. You create those opportunities yourself. So it's about actually going out there, putting in offers, testing seller motivation, getting an offer accepted, and then that's when people actually look back on that and say like, wow, this person really got a great deal. And this is the environment we find ourselves in, especially if you're in the market for like a 1-bedroom condo potentially, okay? Because 1-bedroom condos and smaller condos in general have taken the biggest hit. Freehold properties in Toronto are still moving in a pretty decent direction. Like, prices in the 416 have actually gone up year over year for freehold properties. Larger condos, like condos that are like 900 square feet and up, are still moving pretty well as well, because a family can live in a property like that. Like, buyers are looking to take advantage of that. So there are transactions that are happening, maybe not at the price points that we saw in 2022, but transactions are still happening. 1-bedroom condos, transactions are not happening as much, okay? So the 1-bedroom condos that are like over 600 square feet, come with parking, a locker, these ones are moving pretty well. The 1-bedroom condos that are in the 400 square foot range, don't have parking, don't have a locker, don't have a proper bedroom, these properties are just like at a standstill. I've had multiple sellers call me over the last 2 weeks, and my communication to them has been pretty much consistent. Like, do you have to sell? Can we just find you a tenant, put them in there for a couple of years, and revisit this? Because this is going to be a painful experience. You literally have to be the cheapest unit on the market to sell in that product category, okay? But if you're a buyer and you're looking in that product category, or maybe you like want to live in downtown Toronto, you don't have a car, you don't need parking, this is the time. Like, we're going to be looking back on this years from now. People are going to be wishing that they took action in 2025 instead of sitting out on the sidelines waiting. What do I think is going to happen this Wednesday when the Bank of Canada makes their next overnight rate announcement? Now, I already anticipated a rate decrease. I anticipate an even more significant rate decrease this time. So I'm thinking at least 0.5%. Now, do keep in mind, variable rates have a direct correlation with the overnight rate. Fixed rate mortgages have a direct correlation with the bond yields, and both are, pretty attractive actually right now. Like, bond yields are significantly down, okay? So I'm seeing buyers qualifying for mortgages under 4%, especially for CMHC insured mortgages. So great opportunities are out there, but you just have to kind of like get over that fear, understand the rationality. Is this something where, as a result of these tariffs, you think you're going to be losing your job in the next month? Maybe in that case, it doesn't make sense for you to do anything. But if your job is pretty secure and you work in an industry that is not really going to be affected negatively by this, this is a great opportunity for you to jump into home ownership, test seller motivation, get a great deal for yourself, and then look back on this 3, 4, 5 years from now and be glad that you did. My name is Alex Winetsky. I'm a Toronto realtor for Remax Condos Plus. If you're looking to get into condo ownership, I do have a first-time condo buyer's guide. There's a link to that guide in my bio and in the comments below. As always, if you can give this video a thumbs up, share it, hit subscribe, I would really appreciate it. This is my update for 10 days into March 2025. A lot has happened, and I'll see you next time on your Toronto Condos.